Simply put, what links oil and food prices? Much of this roller coaster has had to do with oil. April and May 2020 saw Brent crude prices crash to an average of $25.27 and $35.33 per barrel, respectively. In October 2021, it was $84.38 a barrel. The same happens to sugar, as mills step up the proportion of cane crushed for fermenting into alcohol. Last week, the UN Food and Agriculture Organization released data showing its World Food Price Index, FPI, averaging 133.2 points in October, the highest since July 2011. No less significant, though, is the way the FPI has oscillated since the outbreak of COVID-19. In May 2020, when the global economy was in the doldrums, it had collapsed to a 4-year low of 91.1 points. From there to a 10-and-a-quarter-year high now has been quite a climb, see chart. Much of this roller coaster has had to do with oil. April and May 2020 saw Brent crude prices crash to an average of $25.27 and $35.33 per barrel, respectively. In October 2021, it was $84.38 a barrel. Fuel and food. One reason why petroleum and agri-commodity prices move in tandem is the biofuels link. When crude prices rise, blending ethanol from sugarcane and corn, maize, with petrol, or diverting palm and soybean oil for biodiesel production becomes that much more attractive. Cotton, likewise, turns relatively affordable vis-à-vis petrochemicals-based synthetic fibers. Also, since corn is primarily an animal feed, its diversion to ethanol leads to substitution by other grains, including wheat, for livestock use. That, then, pushes up prices of food grains as well. The same happens to sugar, as mills step up the proportion of cane crushed for fermenting into alcohol. The results of these can be seen in the table. Palm oil prices in Malaysia are currently at over 5,070 ringgits per tonne, with the most actively traded futures contract at the Bursa Malaysia Derivatives Exchange hitting a record intraday high of 5,090 ringgit on October 20. On November 1, the benchmark wheat futures contract at the Chicago Board of Trade closed at $7.97 per bushel, the highest since December 19, 2012. The present global cotton rates of 125 cents plus per pound were last seen in July 2011. Corn and sugar prices, too, are ruling way higher compared to a year ago. But it isn't the biofuels effect alone. Large price increases also tend to rub off on other farm produce through creation of positive sentiment. Thus, skimmed milk powder prices averaged $3,627 per tonne at the Global Dairy Trade online portal's latest fortnightly auction on November 3, the highest since the $3,810 of July 1, 2014. International coffee prices have nearly doubled in the last 1 year, and like most other agri-commodities, also strengthened along with crude oil in the last 3 months. Economic activity and stimuli. Sentiment is, in turn, connected with two things. The first is, of course, demand returning with revival of economic activity worldwide amid receding pandemic cases and rising vaccination rates. The second is the flood of liquidity unleashed by the US Federal Reserve and other global central banks to limit the economic damage wreaked by COVID-19.